Well, hello again! It's me, HTG Brian, back with Funko Fusion. Next up, we've got the Umbrella Academy, Level 1, House Hunters Fun Play. That's right, we're going to go ahead and trudge our way through the old mansion and find ourselves a bunch of collectibles, including the least obvious silver chest puzzle we have found so far. This one was a doozy. It took me a while. Thank goodness for Dougie's locations. Otherwise, I would have still probably been looking for this. But on that note, let's go ahead and remind you guys, we got quick links down below in the video description, and although we are in the Funko Factory Hub for the Umbrella Academy, let's go ahead and add a new favorite character. It's time, you guys. In our first video for preparing for Fun Play, we added a few favorites. Since then, we have added Mr. Eddie, and now we're going to go ahead and add Starbuck. The reason for it is we like his laser a little bit better than What's-Her-Face, Athena, and we're also going to use his 5-star speed. But before we get going, let's go ahead and select Allison so that we can go ahead and use a rumor to make Pogo get out of the way, though. That's right, he's blocking our path. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. We're going to go ahead and get all the collectibles. We're even going to unlock the Invincible Cameo level. So pretty awesome stuff. Again, we got quick links down below in the video description. If you're looking for the solution to the Cameo level, it should be there ready for you guys. Otherwise, let's make sure we've got Allison out. Let's go ahead and spread a rumor that Pogo's going to get out of our way. And then, of course, we're going to go up the stairs and solve our first puzzle. Now, we're kind of grinding some vinyl here, and the further we get into the game, it does seem like the quality of life update sort of upped the ante on how much vinyl we obtain as we fight through the worlds. So it isn't going to be as much of a grind as originally anticipated. And all those people who beat the game early on launch, boy, you guys put in a lot of extra work. All right, we've officially dropped a chandelier on some boxes that were blocks in our path and immediately get attacked by some dudes in the library. Don't they know you're supposed to shh while in the library? Right over behind Mom on one of the bookshelves is going to be the first of 10 Klaus dolls. We're going to go ahead and find those along our path, so be looking for those quick links and paying attention as we go. We're going to go ahead and switch to number 5, and immediately, as we teleport through the bookcases, find ourselves the Amber Fossil. Now, there's also a switch that will go ahead and move the bookcases around, giving us free clearance to get out of here. And there's also a short little puzzle of 4 points of interest on the wall here that we have to shoot rapidly in order to go ahead and bust that fuse out. Now, we do have some quick links down below in the video description because it's going to be a minute or two before we get to the next collectible. But if you're here for the journey, we're going to go ahead and slap that fusee into the spot on the wall there and hammer down that lever as it's going to go ahead and open the door and reveal our first boss battle. That's right, we got to take out old Hazel here, and Hazel's got some grenades that are not very friendly. They also leave a lingering flamme, so be careful of that, as I do, I think, melt my face off at least once or twice. All right, when the coast is clear, go ahead and make your way in and continue to put the pressure on old Hazel, which will chase him into, I believe it's a party room. We've got, I think, a pool table in the back, and hey, we've got a soda machine here with a free soda, so make sure you pick up on that. And I'm going to recommend you use the environment to your advantage here as I sneak around the corner and take a quick peek at Hazel. He cannot see me or shoot at me, but I can go ahead and complete his meter, and eventually he'll walk over under another chandelier. Boy, there's an excessive amount of chandeliers in this level, if I'm being honest with you. Go ahead and drop it like it's hot and continue to get your shot off, as it will go ahead and fill up his damage meter. Now, eventually he'll jump up on the table, and you got to rapidly hit all 4 of the legs below, which is kind of a pain, and my best suggestion is to charge in there and do it immediately, as if he starts throwing those grenades, it's gonna get a little crazy. Now, before leaving the room, make sure you take out the Klaus doll on top of the old fireplace there. And of course, we're gonna have to double back through this part of the level, going down and around, chasing him through a new point of entry, which will take us into the, I guess, the common room or the family room here. Again, be watching for those grenades, as they are not your friend. Booyakashow, he's busted through the door. We're going to recommend you go to the left side of the room and actually use the teleport point to get up on top. Then we're going to cheese this boss battle. We're going to actually stand on the railing and shoot down at him. And basically, you're going to go ahead and fill up that meter. Once it's completed, it should give us the access to drop, yep, that's right, more chandeliers. The budget for the chandeliers in this place must have been through the roof. Well, at least hanging from the roof anyways. Once you drop the chandelier on his head, make sure you continue to shoot at him as it will do massive amounts of damage. And then it'll reset the meter and you'll have to go ahead and fill it up one more time. And then, of course, drop another chandelier. Now, if you're having troubles with the chandelier points there, make sure you're on the same side we are, as they are seemingly directional. So if you were on the opposite side over by that lever on the wall there, you might actually not be able to hit those points. Eventually, he will go ahead and disappear. We'll get a check mark over his name up in the top right corner there, and we will go ahead and make our way back through the mansion to where we started. But before leaving the area, make sure you take out another Klaus doll hanging out above a fireplace. Again, there's a lot of fireplaces in this as well. I wish I had the amount of money they had when building this, because there'd be a lot of cool stuff, and it wouldn't be an excessive amount of chandeliers and fireplaces, I'll tell you that. All right, now we're going to go ahead and take a detour and go down a different pathway here. We're going to recommend you pop open the chest before shooting the door off because, you know, Cha-Cha, she may get a little bit up close and personal and may start doing damage, causing you some troubles. Continue into the diner and activate the old Cha-Cha battle, which is going to require us to get her up to one of 3 points of interest, shoot the old purple speakers or the refrigerator, whatever it is she's standing on, until she gets the tweeters, and then attack her, and then rinse and repeat as she will jump from place to place. Now, if you do enough damage, she will eventually make her way out of here, and in our case, she actually skips the 3rd point of interest and goes straight for the boxes in the corner and bails on us. So we did our job efficiently, and she is out of here, crashing into some boxes on the way out. We'll go ahead and advance and get up close and personal, and she will continue to make her way out of there. Before we leave this area, let's go ahead and crack open a vinyl chest and double back a little bit because we've got some silver chestage hiding behind some boxes. We'll go ahead and bust those boxes out of the way and collect our silver crown. Woo to the hoo-hoo. Now, one thing I learned in this level is that the KFC buckets actually have an audible sound when you get close to them. I didn't notice that until this one. So I've gotten a lot of KFC, but no sounds yet. So there is a Klaus doll in the back corner over by the register too. Make sure you grab that before you're out of there. You should have 4 of them by now if you've been following along. Now we're going to go ahead and make our way to the stairs. On the left-hand side is the first of 7 levers. We're going to need to flip all 7 of those and access a terminal up top to go ahead and open a door. Now, these 7 levers are actually part of the silver chest puzzle that I was complaining about in the intro. We'll get to that in a second. Before we get into the kitchen, or I guess it's more of the storage area here, we'll go ahead and get attacked by some baddies. Pay attention to Ma there as she is standing by a lever. We're going to flip that lever behind the boxes and then immediately turn around and swap characters. Switch on over to He-Man as he is our gold brick breaker, and we've got some boxes in need of breaking down. So we'll go ahead and give those the biz, turn around, and swap over to our new favorite character. That's right, Starbucks Laser and his 5-star speed are going to come in handy for the rest of the level, so let's switch over to him, make our way back into the newly found area. I guess it's not really newly found, but newly accessible area. Switch the lever and make your way up another flight of stairs. We're going to turn a Yui and go into the laundry room here. Use the old wheel to remove the electricity and flip the old lever on the wall there. Jump up on the counter and double jump or dump and dash over to the windowsill there to flip that lever. Make sure you grab the Foxxo part on your way out, and we're going to go ahead and pump up this laser pad, which is relevant to a chest later. Don't worry, if you miss it now, we'll come back and show you when and where to do it. But on the way out of the laundry room, swipe that security card and go ahead and access the security room. Swap the fuse from one spot to the next, flip the lever, and of course, on the way out, pop that Klaus doll right in the old noggin, giving us the 5th of 10, and up to the top by the blue mobile machine for the 7th lever, giving us all 7 green spots here, which actually unlocks the door for us, so booyah-ka-show. Now moving forward, this part is a little tricky as we need to prolong the boss battle with Cha-Cha. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the cafe when we first ran into her, if you do enough damage to her right away, it'll actually progress her through the story, and that's not what we want in this situation. Let's go ahead and rush her into the hallway here, and she'll jump into a bedroom where we can actually take a quick bathroom break, where we find ourselves some vinyl and a Klaus doll faced first into the old toilet. All right, over to the bedroom. Let's pop off the door and notice that she is standing on a bed. We are going to avoid shooting the bed. We're just going to rush up on her and shoot her physically. Reason for this is it will advance her into another bedroom, giving us time to go ahead and pick off this Klaus doll and some vinyl. And of course, the whole goal of this is we need her to get into the 4th bedroom, where one of the puzzle solutions for the silver chest is, as well as the green Protopart. Now, speaking of Protoparts, we crack open this door here, and one of the bad guys that has spawned is actually the red orb baddie. Now, we've seen the red orb baddie spawn in a couple of different locations. As I mentioned, I played this level about 15 times. This is one of them. Anywhere you run into him, simply grab the orb and take it and turn it in. Now, we're going to wait a hot second because we're going to unlock a door that's going to give us a nice, easy path to a red mold machine, thus saving us a long journey across the way. Now, before leaving this room, make sure you pop off that Klaus doll and grab the vinyl and make your way to the next purple door. This is going to be the same process. She's going to pop up on the bed, and we're going to go ahead and take out all the baddies and then rush in there and charge her while shooting directly at her. One more Klaus doll on the couch there, along with some more vinyl, which is going to wrap up the Klaus dolls for now. Into the final door over here, we're going to go ahead and take note that more bad guys are going to spawn. This time, we can actually go ahead and attack her because all the doors are needed. Now, I jump in and immediately shoot at her, which triggers another teleport. So I'm going to go ahead and try to focus on taking out the purple items here, which will then drop her off the bed and give me access to give her the old cha-cha-cha-cha. Aha! I've been waiting to say that. Anyways, we'll go ahead and advance her into the next room. And oh, look, turns out it's back into room number 4. So we'll go ahead and drop her onto the floor and basically rinse and repeat. Now, keep in mind, every time she teleports, guys spawn, so be aware of that. Eventually, if you do enough damage, she will teleport down to the end of the hallway and be standing by a door. We'll get up close and personal to her, and she will jump to the other side. And after a few seconds, we'll drop the fun key, which we can actually unlock the door here, which gives us access to a whole new hallway. Next, we're going to grab that red Protopart and take it through this newly opened door. Now, I probably should have dropped it and flipped that lever to open that door there, but I thought to myself, I'll do it on the next pathway because we have another route that basically brings us right back here with the green Protopart. So now that we've turned in the old red one, we're going to double back into that 4th bedroom we had her open. And there should be a chest in the back corner that requires a laser beam. So luckily for us, we've got Starbuck out. We can go ahead and pop that pad off and booyakashow. We can grab, grab the, there we go. Got to get it all, got to get it all. All right, so we've got the Protopart. This one takes a little bit longer because you got to go the same path, but instead of being up on that new room on the 2nd floor, you got to drop down below. But we'll go ahead and insert coin, which is actually going to give us the first of 5 Protoparts, which is working towards the old stamina soda, which I don't think we've even used any of those at all in any of our play, even in the creator early access build that we had. You know, we did a lot of trudging around in that, trying different things, and I think we skipped over all that. All right, next, let's go ahead and unlock access card level 2. This is going to take us into a newly found room with a silver chest locked in it. The only bad news about this is that it's actually back at the spawn. What you're going to want to do is either switch to a character with a flamethrower, pull out a flamethrower if you happen to have one on tap, or use a gas canister to go ahead and melt the ice on this purple chest in the corner. Open it up, and inside should be security access card level 2. Now, we're going to go ahead and make our way all the way back to the spawn. There is no right or wrong way. I do believe there are 2 paths from where we started to get down there. So if yours looks a little different, that's okay. But essentially, you got to get all the way back to where we spawned in the mansion. And just to the left, there is a swipe spot. We'll go ahead and swipe the card, giving us access to the room. But before making our way in there, let's go ahead and use this blue mold machine to craft ourselves a sentry turret. The reason for this is it is a destroy all enemies chest, and during my scout runs, I got my butt kicked so bad so many times that I didn't want to look like a noob when I did this, so I went ahead and dropped it there, and it made it super simple. And although it only takes out about half the guys, because most of them spawn outside of the room, it did do work on the guys that were in there, thus thinning out the numbers, making it easy for me. Once all baddies are ready, go ahead and pop the chest open and grab your crown before getting out of there. Next up, we're going to actually go way back through the Cha-Cha Cafe, all the way up around the stairs. But at the bottom floor here, we're actually going to find the puzzle we talked about earlier. Now, we've already shot the laser pad up top. We just need to grab a fuse and slam it in there to go ahead and complete the terminal. Now, if you are wondering where the laser pad was, if you skipped ahead, use quick links or whatever, don't worry, we got you covered. We'll go ahead and show you as soon as we open the chest. We're going to go upstairs anyway, so we'll show you the exact location. But it's pretty simple. It's just one floor up in the other kitchen area, we'll call it. Make sure you grab your silver chest before getting out of there. And, of course, as I just mentioned, let's go up the stairs. Now, this next portion is the most difficult puzzle of them all, but just in case you didn't see the laser pad earlier, there it is. All right, so here's this silver chest. You can see the power goes into the wall, and it sort of looks at the 7 icons on the wall there. What we're going to want to do is go to the bottom floor. I'm just going to make this simple for you. Flip the bottom lever, then go into the old storage room here and flip the back wall lever. Then go all the way to the top by the blue mold machine and flip that lever so they're all off, leaving all other ones on. Now you're wondering, how did I get this solution? Well, in those bedrooms we chased Cha-Cha around earlier in, those actually had some posters on the wall. You can see the image on the right there. Those are the 2 poster spots merged together, showing us that you need red, green, red, green, red, green, green. I think that's right. I think I said it right. Anyways, follow the order. Basically, the 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top, and you should be good to go. All right, next is the final Klaus doll, which happens to be on a stuffed antler head on the wall there in the hallway that we discovered after we took down Cha-Cha. Now that we have all 10, we actually have to run all the way across the mansion back to where we chased Hazel up the stairs, as that is where the Destroy All Collectibles silver chest will reside. Luckily for us, there's an icon on it, so just make your way towards the icon, pop the chest open, and collect your silver crown. Now we're going to go all the way back to where we just was, and this time we're going to go a different route, though. We're going to cut through the old family area here. And in the corner, there is a vinyl tube. Now, we saw this earlier again while fighting Hazel. Sadly, we were a little broke at the time and couldn't afford the crown, but we're back now, and it's officially ours. All right, next up, we've got ourselves a silver chest that requires a 4-lever puzzle. This is going to start at the bottom right next to Cha-Cha, Hazel, and Luther. We're going to run up the stairs and go to the left-hand side and immediately take a right, and there should be 2 levers up here on this same side. We're going to actually go across the room and into where we just got that vinyl tube and jump across and flip the 4th lever. Now, there's probably enough time to run all the way around the balcony there, as we had like 10 or 11 seconds left, but it's pretty easy to jump and dash across too. Now, make sure you grab that free soda before making your way out of here. Next up, and lastly, we're actually going to go ahead and mold ourselves a CSI Blacklight. This is going to come in handy to solve a little crime scene right around the way here. So right down the hallway, we got that Klaus doll, and also the one that we unlocked for completing the Cha-Cha boss battle. In this little side room here, we're actually going to drop it right on the X marks the spot, find the 3 points of interest, which should drop access card level 3. And luckily for us, the door to swipe it on is actually just right around the corner. So as soon as we get all those completed, we'll go ahead and grab that card. Thank you very much. And out the door to the left. And again, to the another left, there's an icon that should guide you right there, so no worries. All right, swipe it like it's hot, and if you don't already have a laser-wielding character, please switch to that now and make your way up the stairs. Go ahead and pump up that pad and make your way back down to the security cams. Once we access the cams, we should see a switch up high. We're going to follow the power line all the way down. Now, it should be noted at the end there, you got to kind of go up. It might ruin your pathway. So go ahead and open the door and make your way in. And on the ground should be the Enter Cameo crown, which we'll grab here in a second, but not before grabbing some vinyl. Got to get them all, got to get them all. All right, go ahead and start Cameo. It's going to go ahead and begin the level, but not before showing us our final totals, guaranteeing that we got all the collectibles scattered throughout, which it's always such a relief to see all those items light up. Oh, you have no idea. All All right, we're going to go ahead and hit the continue button down below there, which will begin the Cameo level. Now, if you remember, you actually have to flip the lever and get your first task to pop up before it will actually unlock the hub Cameo world door. Now, as soon as I exited right there, it did begin a cutscene, which I immediately edited out, and I'm going to go ahead and now return to factory. Look at that, it shows us the collectibles available, and we are out of there. So, just as promised, the Invincible Cameo World door is now open in the back area of the Umbrella Academy Hub world. Booyaka Shao. And that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for Umbrella Academy Level 1, House Hunters Fun Play. We unlocked that Invincible Cameo level, and that will be up next. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you have not already, please check out HappyThumbsGaming.com. We got a great trophy achievement guide for this game and many others. For me, that's going to do it. As always, until next time.